Marcus got paid $2,600 on Friday morning. For the next 2 days, his checking account made him feel unusually comfortable. By Sunday night, he had spent $420 and still believed he was doing fine. Marcus checked his balance before every purchase. But that balance was never his spending limit. Most of the money already belonged somewhere else. It simply had not left the account yet. On Tuesday, one predictable expense pushed Marcus back onto the credit card. The problem was not his paycheck. The paycheck had arrived without an order. These are the 5 moves Marcus now completes before spending $1. By the end, you will know what to do during the first 30 minutes after payday. The same paycheck can create stress or control, depending entirely on the order. Marcus was not reckless. He tracked purchases and checked his account several times each day. The mistake was treating one visible number as though every dollar served the same purpose. In reality, several different jobs were temporarily sharing one account balance.
A checking balance tells you where money is. It does not tell you what money is available. Marcus did not overspend because he ignored his balance. He overspent because he trusted it. The first move is observe. Confirm what actually arrived and how long it must last. Do not assign the paycheck you expected. Assign the money that actually reached your account. Then count the days this paycheck must support before the next deposit arrives.
Check for bonuses, reimbursements, overtime, or deductions that made this paycheck unusual.
A paycheck is not just an amount. It is an amount with a time period attached.
Marcus began with 2 facts. $2,600 arrived, and it had to last 14 days.
The second move is reserve. Protect every obligation due before the next paycheck.
Marcus listed every essential payment and living cost arriving during the next 14 days. For this paycheck, those obligations required about $1,500.
The money did not have to leave immediately. It only had to become unavailable for spending.
Reserving money prevents an early weekend decision from competing with next week's necessities.
Protect the days ahead before rewarding the day you got paid.
Your first payday job is keeping the next payday from becoming an emergency.
The third move is direct. Move part of the paycheck toward your future immediately.
That destination may be emergency savings, high-interest debt, investing, or a specific goal. Marcus directed $350 before spending had a chance to negotiate.
Money moved early is money spending cannot negotiate with.
When saving waits until the end, it receives whatever spending decided not to use.
The order matters more than finding a perfect percentage for every household.
The amount can change. The habit of directing it before flexible spending should remain. The fourth move is expect. Fund expenses that are predictable but do not happen monthly.
Registration, maintenance, annual insurance, gifts, medical costs, and repairs do not arrive every Friday. But most of them are visible months before the payment is due. The bill that surprised Marcus was not unpredictable. He had simply never funded it beforehand. He converted each known annual cost into a smaller amount saved from every paycheck. For this payday, Marcus reserved $350 for approaching non-monthly costs.
When the next bill arrived, it was an expense, not a financial emergency.
A predictable expense is not an emergency simply because it arrives occasionally. The final move is release. Allow flexible spending only after the first 4 jobs are protected. After obligations, future transfers, and irregular costs, $400 remained.
His account still showed more than $1,000. Only $400 belonged to flexible spending. The rest was not available. It was simply waiting for its assignment to finish. Marcus divided the remainder into 2 weekly limits of $200.
That prevented the first weekend from consuming money intended for the second week. Your checking balance is not your spending limit. It is several jobs sharing one number.
A clear limit did not eliminate enjoyment. It removed uncertainty from the decision. Now compare 2 identical paychecks with 2 completely different orders. In the first version, Marcus spent from the balance and explained the consequences later. In the second, he protected obligations and directed money forward before spending began.
The same predictable bill created debt in one version and no crisis in the other. Nothing changed about the paycheck. What changed was the sequence of decisions. The routine did not make Marcus richer on payday.
It stopped payday from making him feel richer than he really was. One order borrowed from the future. The other arrived at payday without new damage.
Marcus turned the 5 moves into one rule. Complete them during the first 30 minutes after payday.
He did this before ordering food, planning the weekend, or opening a shopping app.
Reserve, reserve, direct, expect, then release only the remainder.
Automation made the routine faster, but Marcus still reviewed every paycheck for changes. A system should be consistent in order, not blindly identical in every amount. The first 30 minutes after payday can determine how the next 2 weeks feel. On your next payday, write down the deposit and the date of your next paycheck. Reserve obligations, direct money forward, fund irregular costs, then calculate the remainder. Use the remainder as your spending limit, even when the account displays a larger number. A paycheck should not disappear and then explain itself. Give every dollar instructions while every dollar is still there. But even an organized paycheck can still leak through forgotten charges. Next, we will expose the subscription trap.